and bang.
Ooh,
It's
big
quite a big
impact.
impact.
Formula One's racing team, Virgin, can be described in 2 words: complete disaster. For starters, let's start with 2010 and their budget being the lowest of any driving team in the field of $40 million. But their team believed that with superior technology and outstanding drivers that they would be okay. Here are some of the other ingredients that made this a disastrous team. For one, they avoided the true tested wind tunnel that other cars were using and went strictly with computer simulations to design their cars. The gas tank itself was too small for the car to finish races, and there were many disputes within the team that caused many conflicts. Besides that, qualifying and finishing races was extremely difficult due to many malfunctions and crashes. In their 2 seasons, Virgin Race Team retired 22 times, and their best finish being 14th. Total points for the 2 seasons that they raced, a complete and utter 0. Since then, the Virgin Racing Team has changed their name multiple times, and they've actually gone back to the traditional wind tunnel testing of their vehicles. That is that.
I think the biggest thing with Virgin Racing, especially in the 2010-2011 season, was just lack of effort. How do you have your first 5 Grand Prix underpowered because the fuel tank's too small? It took 5 Grand Prix weekends, and not all of them all back-to-back 5 weeks. It took a while to get those fuel tanks extended, so up to that point, you had current drivers at the time, Timo Glock and Lucas deGrassi, performing underpowered, not showing their true potential, and that right there go to show the road that Virgin Racing was taking, and it was not a good one. Now, as the seasons went on, the buyouts went on. 2016 was the last season that we actually saw a piece of Virgin Racing still on the track, that being the Manor Racing team. And then, of course, right before then, you had Jules Bianchi, who was really bringing what was left of Virgin Racing to the top, ended up scoring the only point associated with any kind of Virgin Racing team. Sadly, we all know what happened at Suzuka, and truly, rest in peace to Jules Bianchi. I feel like the biggest thing when it came to thing and expectation is, and this is where the part of the rise is about Virgin Racing. The season before, in 2009, we saw Braun GP come out of nowhere. It was assembled just a few weeks before the first ever Grand Prix of the 2009 season. Extend the season, later on, everything's all over. You saw Braun GP win not only the Constructors' Championship, but also the Drivers' Championship in their first ever season. And also, here comes 2010, we had a lot new teams on the Formula 1 grid, such as Virgin, HRT, and Lotus. And a lot of fans, especially for Virgin, expected a lot, despite them having the lowest budget in the league, that being only $40 million, and that's where the fall comes in. They just did not have a lot of money, and the fact is, Richard Branson, who was one of the founders of Virgin Racing, he had a lot of money. At the time, they were even trying to build a spaceship. So after all the buyouts, Virgin's fully gone out of Formula 1, at least. If you look in Formula E, so the Formula Electric work, you could still find Virgin Racing on the grid, and they are one of the most dominant teams that we have seen in the Formula Electric history, which is kind of funny. They went from being a joke of a team in Formula 1 to being one of the best teams in Formula Electric. But you just don't want Lucas di Grassi near them, because you all know how Lucas di Grassi thinks about Virgin Racing.
I think we've got some good footage of Jerome spinning coming in.
Did get that?
He said Jerome spun coming into the pits just as he was turning into the box.
I had a massive moment, but at least I could save it.
Virgin Racing had a true rise from all the hype it received from the fans before the start of the 2010 season, but having two brand new drivers, and literally brand new for at least one of them, as Lucas di Grassi did not even have a single Grand Prix start before Virgin Race. And then you had Tim O'Glock, who was in the sport of Formula 1 for a while, but not that long though, to come to a whole new team and really guide them to success. And then, of course, having the whole fuel problem, it really was a recipe for failure, and I cannot stress that enough. Going on to 2011, Virgin got rid of Lucas di Grassi, who later expressed his frustration, as you saw before, and hired Jerome Stagio, who was a test driver for them in 2010. It was really the same thing, and then after 2011, it was just buy after buyout, and then at 2016, when it was Mana, they just failed to get the payment, and they went to Affirbition, and that was the end of what was left, at least, of Virgin Racing as we know it. But with all their success now in Formula Electric and all the money they're making from that now, plus the Virgin company as a whole, it will be interesting to see if they ever decide to make the jump back to the Formula 1 racing scene.